who they are and knowing what or how they should be living. All right, because the curse, like I said, them curses, man. So that's above a lot of these heathen understanding. But the elites of Esau, the elites of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he know that Jake under these curses, man. All right. So where I'm at, back in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 5, it says, "And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed." All right, it says it's ED on in that, possessed, right? Past tense, right? It says, "And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers." See? And that's what we're patiently waiting on, man. All right, we're patiently waiting for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to act upon this promise, which he is acting upon his promise. Of what? Delivering us, saving us, gathering us, bringing us back to that land, causing the land to be replenished and built up in beauty again by having you heathen as our slaves. So we're just patiently waiting. And Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the Most High Heavenly Father have always kept his promise, so it's nothing to. I just say this so you understand. And that's what he promised our forefathers. He always have kept his promise with us, man. That's why in the book of Jeremiah, I believe it's like the 2nd or 3rd chapter, the Heavenly Father said, what iniquity have you found in him? Let me get it. All right, let's get that. Because that's a great precept, man. Let me grab that. My large print. It's my large print. Well, we haven't found no iniquity in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. The scriptures also say that what? It says that the Most High is not slack concerning his promise. Alright, so this is that's heavy right there. Should have read that. You know what? Let's get that first now. Man, it's great. Bear me 1 second, stock. It's been a while since I've read it. Pull it up. Yeah, you know, man, that's a beautiful thing, man, about knowing Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. I was almost there. It's the right chapter. Where is that? So I'll take too long to get that precept out of there. Jeremiah 2 and let's start up. Let's read down. Jeremiah 2 verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, "Go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thine espousals, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Israel was holiness unto the Lord. devour him shall offend, evil shall come upon them, saith Yahweh. And that's why I'm reading in the book of Deuteronomy 30, which I'm going to get to that point. Because all these curses are going to, everybody that did evil to us and offended the Heavenly Father by doing heinous acts against us, the Heavenly Father is going to put them curses on them. He's going to actually cause everything we went through, slavery, serve hard bondage, build up their society or their kingdom. The Most High Heavenly Father is going to do that to them, man. God damn, man. Have a ruling class mentality, man. It's lucky for my French, man, but man, and that's hard. It's hard when you be around people, man, and they don't have no fucking ruling class mentality, man. They look at China finna rule. China ain't finna rule the goddamn thing, man. Give me 1 second, man. China not finna rule nothing. The Moabites ain't finna rule nothing, man. Us Israelites gonna be on high again. Forever and ever, it's gonna never come down. Jeremiah, back in Jeremiah 3, it says, Jeremiah 2 and 3, verse 3. Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend, even shall come upon them, saith Yahweh. Hear ye the word of Yahweh, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are going far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain. And what iniquity have you found in Yahweh Shema Shah? The answer is none, man. We went off. Like the scripture say, we following in the vanity, man. Wanting to do as the heathen do or did. Want to fit in with these heathen, man. When you're above them, we're made to rule over them, man. We're made to be above them. Deuteronomy 76, man. We're that holy people that the Heavenly Father made unto himself, that peculiar treasure, man. We're those people, man. All right, Yahweh Shema Shah meant to be above them, and here it is, Jake want to be beside them or right underneath them. I look at these heathen, man, I be preaching with them. I be fake, whatever. Get along, going on to get along, fakeness. You gotta fake it to make it with these heathen, man. With these heathen, you gotta fake it to make it, pretend like you like it. But in the back of my mind, I be like, man, woo! Let me continue on, man. And just knowing in my mind, I be thinking to myself, like, man, I can't wait, man. I cannot wait to have that immortal body, spiritual powers, and that rod of iron, man. Because what the Heavenly Father said, we're gonna do to them, we're gonna break them as a vessels of as a power's vessel. All right, we're gonna break them in pieces like a power's vessel. So power's vessel is easy to break. That's how we're gonna break them heathen in the kingdom, man. They gonna rule side by side with you, heathen, man. We're gonna rule over you, heathen. How about that? Don't you want that, Israel? Well, at least, which we call ourselves the hopeless, we want that. No matter how much money you make on your job, you're still nothing. No matter how much you be into abominable acts, you Israelite entertainers, still ain't nothing, man. Okay, you got a $200, $300 million contract. it all be taken from you like that, man. Just like that. Boom. Look at you. They threw Bill Cosby ugly ass in jail, man. Old worm, wrinkled worm looking nigga. Threw his ass right in there with the Jello pudding pop. All right. Give a damn how many Jello commercials you made, nigga. Don't give a damn about Mr. Huxtable. That's what Esau said. Mr. Huxtable, he's gonna be Mr. Jailmate. And they threw that old nigga in prison, man. Over allegations, man. Basically some shit that was made up. Alright? A lot of the entertainers, the vast majority of them, like I said, they ain't number prostitutes. They're like in Rome. But those men, because you got this thing out here called, I'm gonna go back to scripture. Bear with me 1 second. You got this thing called high-valued men. Or high-valued man. You know what a high-valued man is? A man of the Lord, which is Israelite men that labor to do the Lord's will. We're the high-valued men in reality. And what them chicks are starting, whatever you want to call it, bimbos, whatever they start, when they get around them guys for their money, they realize this dude is a weak, feminine man. Then some of them chicks be busting them guys out about them being homosexuals behind closed doors. And then a lot of them just come out in the public anyway, like Russell Westbrook. They might force Russell Westbrook to put on that dress. He wasn't putting that goddamn dress when he wanted to, man. But then what? That's still iniquity found in Russell Westbrook, not the Heavenly Father. All of our iniquities got to do with us, man. There's no iniquity with the Heavenly Father. He's always been faithful and true with our people and to His word. Is that it on that? Well, it says, Thus saith the Lord, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain. Neither said they, where is the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought, and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passed through, and where no man dwelt. All the iniquity you've done, all the wickedness you committed. Where's your accountability for that, man? Why you never refrain from doing evil? And remember Yehovah Shemam Shah that delivered us from the hand of the old Egyptians. All right? Damn truck fixed, man. That was our problem. As a nation, we didn't remember our God. We didn't remember the Heavenly Father and His Son. We didn't remember the good works that Yehovah Shemam Shah had done for us in the past when He delivered our ancestors. All right? We didn't keep those things in remembrance. So the curses befell upon us. It says, neither said they, where's the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passed through and where no man dwelt. Right? Even to this day, 2/3 don't inquire of the Lord. I mean, you can't blame nobody else for you not seeking Yahweh Shem Shah, because the hand of the Heavenly Father is stretched out unto you. We're the extension of the Heavenly Father's hand. That's how the Heavenly Father is speaking to his people. Through us, man. Start with the elder apostles on down. And then even they elders that was true laborers, man. Abba Bivens, King Machar, them, Elder Yaquab, them. High Priest Ariah when he was in his right mind. Or when he come in his right mind again. You know? But we do this work because the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah is upon us to do this work so that ourselves and also the rest of our people may be healed, man. Because ain't no healing going on in these goddamn Black Lives Matter meetings. Ain't no healing going on in these fucking tribal administrative meetings. Ain't no fucking healing going on under you Latin country leaders, so-called Latin leaders of the Latin countries. No healing going on in that shit. Only healing we got is through Yahweh Shem Shah, man. Because that's who's healing us, man. All right. Now this is where I'm at. Now let's go back to Deuteronomy 30 chapter. I'm back to Deuteronomy 30 chapter and 5. And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers. And Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah thy power, with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Now how the Heavenly Father is going to circumcise our heart, which means your mind? First start with the hope elect, right? We're getting this word, man. We're getting this word, and this is the start, right? But ultimately, that's talking about Hebrews, the 8th chapter, which I'll jump over there real quick. So that. Ultimately, this talking about Hebrews, the 8th chapter, man. And then, other precepts as well, when the Lord will give us those immortal body, or it says that this corruptible must put on, this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal should put on immortality. That's talking about the bodies we're going to be given. And also going on with those bodies, we're going to be programmed to be perfect, more important. It's a ultimate blessing, because that's how we're going to live, man. We're going to never die again after our change, man. So Yahweh Shem Shah is going to cause us to live, man. By what? Giving us those perfect bodies, getting us out of this simple flesh, putting us in that immortal flesh, along with that perfect mind and spirit, to know the laws, commandments, and statutes, and to hold them fully. All right, let me get that. Well, I'll hold that on deck too. Let me get that. So I mentioned it, but I'll just get it. I'm just turn to it. I'm not here. I will hold it on this. Hold that. So we're gonna hold that. Well, I'm gonna hold that, right? Get Hebrews. That's how we're gonna live, though. I think. You know, that's how we're gonna live. Hebrews 8, and I'll go to the point. Hebrews, I start at 8. Hebrews 8 and 8 says, For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regard them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws in their I will put their laws, I will put my laws, into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. Now, I'm going to hit this cross-reference scripture. I'm going to hold it too while I'm on it. Because it says, Romans 11 and 27. Let's hit that. Romans 11 and 27. Romans 11 and 27. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. It says, as concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake. And that's why I said start with the elect too, man. We call ourselves the hopeful elect. All right, now let's go. And it actually references Hebrews 8 too, right? And Isaiah 27 and 9. Let's go to Isaiah. We're gonna get back to Deuteronomy as well. Isaiah 27 and 9. By this, therefore, hold on. Isaiah 27 and 9. By this, therefore, shall the iniquity of Jacob be purged, and this is all the fruit to take away his sin, when he maketh all the stones of the altar as chalk stones that are beaten in sunder. The groves and the images shall not stand up. Yeah, man. So, we're going to be made perfect, right? We're going to be perfect in doing or in keeping the covenant, right? And this is a part of it, too. I mentioned the body's going to receive, too, right? So, and if I was going to put that covenant, man, it's going to write in our inner parts, in our hearts, in our minds, man. Woo! Having a perfect mind, spirit. Along with this, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52. I'll just go right to I'll go to 51. It says, Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Woo! Man, I'm telling you, man, this is exciting, man. This right here, be changed, man. And get on that chariot and be like, instantly, man. Instant change, man. Instant change. That can give me hype, man. Because, man, I fucking hate this body, man. You know, I work out and shit when I have time. But this body really ain't shit, man. I got man, fucking aches, ailments, all kind of shit, man. You know, and I may not look like it, but man, trust me, ligaments they be sore. Even before I worked out, I had a couple of surgeries. Body's broken down, man. Got bad. Achilles be aching sometimes. I know we're just been working too damn much. I work all the time, man. I don't have no rest really, man. 3 fucking jobs. I gotta cut this. I gotta cut one of them out. I gotta have time to do this work, man. But we don't have no rest of these bodies, man. It's always working, paycheck to paycheck, all kind of stuff. We suffering, man. These bodies have no rest, man. These bodies always weary. That's why Paul said the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. Our spirits are willing to do what we have to do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. In season and out of season, because real soon, what is September? What, about a month and a half from now, maybe? It's gonna get cold as shit out here. It'll start to get cold. But the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua put the spirit on us to do this work, man. We do it because we want to be saved, man. No matter what ailments we may have or what sickness we may go through, we continue on. I get excited, man. I get excited, man, when I think about the things we're gonna have, how we're gonna be. I think about the future for us Israelites, man. Even the ones of you out in the world, man. I get excited, man. Cause I look at this fucking pandemic and all the evil that's going on. I'm like, man, bring it on, man. Bring it on, man. Because you know why? I want the kingdom to come that bad, man. And I'm sure you Akim out there too, man. I want the kingdom to come that bad, man. Remind me of the brother Kazak. I don't know. I think it's an elder, but maybe an elder now, a young elder. But the brother Kazak, man, Mississippi camp, man, JML, Mississippi. I made a video a couple years back, man, maybe 2 or 3 years back. And I won't say 2 years though. Edomite, man. But Kazak made a video said, "Aren't you ready to go home?" That video was so powerful, man. I think about that video a lot, man. I'm like, shit, man, I'm ready to go home, man. Whew. Let me keep going. 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Man, that's why I said we're not going to ever die, man. When I thought about, when I read across, I was at verse 6 in Deuteronomy. I ain't done reading it. I'm going to go back to it. When it said that we may live, I'm like, how we going to live? It came to mind right there. Those immortal bodies, that perfect mind and spirit, man. We're going to know what it's like to live truly indeed, man. We ain't goddamn living right now, man. Spiritually, we're free, but we're not really truly living in wholeness, man. Because it's sinful flesh, man. and then not being sovereign, being under our enemies. Number one, Esau, Edom, which he's in the ruling seat right now. You know, and that's a beautiful thing, man. I don't know what got into me today, man. Shit, I'm just pumped up right now. You know, pumped up because I can see it, man. I visualized this years ago. I can see it, man. You know, I can see it. I can see our change. Had a vision and seen that change. I heard me for the fucking dirt bikes went by, but I say in the vision I seen that change. Woo! I'm about to Zah, man. Hey, Yehovah Shem Shah about to Zah. To be able to see that, man, in the vision, what you call an out-of-body experience, or celestial combustion, to actually witness it, man, in the spirit, man. To witness that change, man. Fucking is awesome, man. That's why I continue to labor, because I want that change, man. I want that change on this side, man. Going on the chariot on this side, Lord willing. Isaiah, I'm going to cross-reference scripture. Isaiah the 28th chapter, it says Isaiah 25 and 8. Let's read it. In Isaiah 25 and 8, it says, He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord power will wipe away tears from off all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth, for Yahweh has spoken it. And it shall be said in that day, Lo, this is our power. We have waited for him. He will save us. This is Yahweh. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation. Because what's salvation? The vehicle, the so-called UFOs, the chariots of Israel. Also known as the chariots of the Lord, man. That's where we're gonna be saved, man. Well, we're gonna worship Yahweh Shem Shah in that day. We're gonna praise Yahweh Shem Shah, man. Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh.